The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
I'm Mike Wood of the NCCU Sports Network, talking with head women's softball coach Theresa Stephens. How are you, Coach?
I am great. How are you?
Just fine. Let's talk about the 2015 season. Of course, last year you had a young team. You had a team that was hungry, but, you know, they showed some youth on the field. This year you're already 2-0, 2 games under your belt. Showed some real mental toughness in this game. I mean, you took some pitches out of there. Your pitchers were working good location. Dominique Wilson had 12 strikeouts in one game. Tell us about this year's softball team.
This team is, what's exciting about this team, we do have some new faces. So we have some transfers in, Kaylee Bruick, Casey Hargett, Demery Briones. We have some transfers that is really helping the chemistry on the team because they have that season to them and they've had that experience. So they bring a lot to this program, and they bring the extra competition, and then our young ladies coming back, making that program coming back stronger and better. On top of that, just makes a team full of competition now. So when we're at practice, they are now competing, and now we have a team where anybody can go out there any given day, and it really is coming down to hitting, who's going to hit the ball. So I'm excited about this program because they push each other really well. They're working together more as a team, as a unit. So we're more on that veteran side of the program. So it's starting to click slowly but surely, and they had a great time playing Sunday, and that was probably the most I've seen them excited about what they are capable of doing. I think it's starting to click to them now. So.
Well, now let's go back to Sunday's games. Doubleheader at Parkwood Athletic Complex here in Durham, North Carolina. You played Pitt Community College, to Greenville, North Carolina. They're really a highly ranked JUCO team. They have some great players. Matter of fact, you have a player from their two players from Pitt on your squad, which gives you an indication of what kind of kids they have. Take us back to game number 1. Which is opening day, jitters. Yeah. I mean, you could see they were a little tight, but then your offense got going early. Take us back to that game.
It was exciting. Of course, your first game of the season as a coach, you're like, okay, this is supposed to be a better year, so hopefully they are in tune and they're ready to go. And so there's going to be those jitters there with your JUCOs because this is another level for them as well. And so you're also thinking like, okay, are they ready for this adjustment? And then you have, your new young ladies coming back and everybody's competing now. Everybody wants to play, and it's that beginning of the year. So everybody's trying to prove something and hopefully be that one that's out there on the field more full time. So that game, it was just they were amped, they were ready to go, they were in tune, and just having the 2 Pitt community players in the lineup really brought some energy and spark to the lineup as well. So Jenny Tracy coming in there ready to go and staying focused is huge for her. That's the best she's ever started off in the season. So hopefully she sticks with that and continues to make those mental adjustments. Whatever she did, she needs to keep doing it. So I think that really ignited everything and to get everything going for us and really made people see like, oh, we got this, and then their energy just kept going up more and more, and they just started competing harder, and that helps with a pitcher, especially like Dominique. She's still young and still got a little wet behind the ear being a sophomore, but that is the best pitching Dom's done, and for her to come in and pitch like there was no pressure, even though I know Dom, sometimes she's like, oh my goodness, but she kept calm, she took it like a champ, and she threw like she's been doing it at this level for a minute, and that's what she struggled with last year. And by them coming together, I think they realized, oh, okay, we got this now, and that kept Dom up and throwing, and she just got better, and their sticks started coming together more, and even though we still had 11 Ks on the day, we still have to work on that, but it definitely was a good game. They really put everything together.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed about Dominique in game number 1. She really, the difference between the year before, last year and this year, was she stayed ahead in the count. She only got 2 or 3 betters. There in the fourth, she kind of got you know, it's almost like my old coach used to say, "You forgot yourself."
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you forgot yourself.
Same as him.
Yeah, and she was losing a little bit of that fundamental, keeping the arm, you know, the rotation of the arm and stuff. But talk about her getting stronger through the game. I mean, she actually got stronger from the first pitch to the last pitch. She was just improving each and every pitch.
Yeah, Dom works off of the good thing about starting her. She does better with it. Doesn't give her time to think. So the longer she sits, the more she's a thinker, and when she doesn't need to, but she's a thinker. And when Dom knows she's being supported, and Booker's the same way, when they know they're being supported, that gives them that fuel, and they know they're confident. Because Dom is a young lady. If things are falling apart behind her, it does make her nervous, and she'll mentally try and do more than she needs to try and make things happen. And now she's just a little bit more daring. She's trying not to shy away from things and just trying to attack it more at full force, which is great, because last year I had London, who's not afraid to get around the black of the plate, and I have Dom that used to be afraid to get around the black of the plate. So last year these numbers would have been flipped, because she had 8 walks and 3 Ks. Now she has 12 Ks and 3 walks, so she's maturing in the circle. And I knew, you know, her sophomore year should be a good year for her, and hopefully, you know, she continues to do that. But that just comes from maturing, and if you really want it that bad, you're going to figure out what you're going to do to make it happen.
Yeah, and also in game number 2, London Booker comes in. She, you know, continues, you know, other good one. Yeah, when she comes in and she gets on a roll, she's hard to handle. She is very hard to handle, and she's got that mental edge. I like it because she says, you know, basically, bring it. If you want some, come get some. And that's basically what she has. You won the first game 8-0. The second game you won 2-0. Dominating pitching performance. Talk about that game.
Yeah, Booker came in. You know, she's definitely a young lady. She's always my go-to, and I usually start her from the beginning. But I just wanted to try something different. And they are both top pitchers. You can't go wrong with either one. It's just going to come down to who we're playing, who's probably going to be the best fit for that team that we're playing. And I knew they both were going to win the game, and Booker just came in and just threw. And she's throwing everything better this year. She's more my powerhouse. Dom is more the finesse kid, and they complement each other really well. So Booker, she's growing up in the circle, continuing to grow up in the circle, and I just think they're going to be a great connection, because that game 2, we started dying off a little bit, and that's stuff that we have to work on as a team. Hey, we're back in season. We have to get used to playing back-to-back games, because our conference is 3-game series, so it's getting them to make sure they're staying behind that pitcher for game 2, because you're going to have a lot more energy in game 1. But you can't forget we still have game 2, and you got another hoss in the circle that you got to support too. So it's getting them to make sure they're staying up and consistent, because Dom and London do like that energy behind them, and we can't lose it on Booker either. So they did well, and Book did great holding it down, and her team did a good job behind her. So 9 Ks, can't be upset about that, and no walks. I mean, Booker does not walk very often at all, because she's a very daring pitcher. She will get around that zone, and she may be the one that she'll get some bombs off of here and there, but she's not afraid to get close to you. So that's what's great about her. She's the daring one.
Yeah, and another thing about both the games on Sunday was and I have to say this because being a defensive guy, the defense was outstanding.
Yeah,
there were some, I mean, there was a lot of speed in that outfield. You have a speedy outfield, and your infield is absolutely no slouch. I mean, it's short. So, you know, it's just great to see the maturing of the softball team. Watching them just grow and grow is an absolute pleasure. Well, thank you, Coach, for appearing here on the NCCU Sports Network. And we'll talk to you later on in the season.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have extra good stuff to talk about after this weekend. So see what happens.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.